So this is a topic that a lot of you absolutely know, but don't know, and it's a topic that is really huge right now, and it should be. That's because we are going through a huge change as far as Earth and our consciousness goes. So as I was thinking about this weekend, what could I do for a video that would help you guys? Couldn't come up with anything. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. And today I was at work and I was like, what can I do? I got to get something out for these guys. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And this is what today's topic is going to be, but it's going to be an interactive one, okay? Which means you guys are going to have to listen to this video, and I want you guys to put your comments down there. Each and every one of you that listen to this video, I want you to answer, in the comments. And today's topic is simply this: who is God? What is God? I know. Do you? Who is God? I mean, it's a straightforward question, but can you answer it? Do you know? Do you even know who you are? Or what you are, I should say. That's the question is, what are you? Okay? This topic isn't going to be too long, but if I go into it, which I probably should, but in the same aspect, when you comment down below on who or what you think God is, put it down there, because I'm curious to know how do you define God? And to be honest with you, if I were to go even further with this, I would absolutely say there is no heaven, because I've told you that there is no hell, right? Okay, so if I were to tell you heaven really doesn't exist either, all of you would throw your arms up and go, oh my God, this guy's delusional. Jason's completely lost it, right? Well, technically, it's the truth. Heaven does not exist. So, I digress a little bit, but what is God? Who is God? Now, with my NDE and my physical death, I am going to explain that to you, because none of you really know at all, except those that have had an NDE, such as myself. All right. And after that NDE, I've had multitude of spiritual experiences. I mean, just about 2 weeks ago, I had another major one. It was a shift in frequency. I rose up the ladder quite a bit because my physical world is changing around me through my manifestations. But anyway, God is simply love. The same thing as my channel, love and light and energy, okay? There is no physical form. He can take one, and I mean, when I say he, there is no gender. God is genderless, all right? All of you, however, and including myself in my NDE, and why I use the term he, which is wrong. Again, God is genderless, because in the moment of my transition from this physical vehicle that I'm in, this male vehicle, I was ensconced in this amazing love and light. It was me. It was home. It is where we originate from, where we come from. What is we, ladies and gentlemen? If we were to look at ourselves, we are simply a basketball size of energy, all right? And in that energy is love and light. We will never die. We will never fade away. We will never go to black. We are simply love, light, and energy. We are exactly the same as our Father, God, Source. Pile of leaves, a pile of dog shit. He doesn't care. It's not a requirement to come here to believe in God, because you are God. So what's there to believe in, right? I mean, when Jesus said in the Bible, Wake up, everybody. Isn't it written in your law? I said, you are gods. Now, because he used the word gods, don't get confused, because there's a multitude of people around. If there was only one person standing around, isn't it written in your law that I said you are God? Right? Okay. So we are. When I say we, meaning these vehicles, every one of you down here that watch this video, my followers, and to those who are just popping in, we are energy. And in that energy is the most brilliant and profound love and light that none of you can realize right now. How when I was wrapped in that love and in that light, yes, it took me by surprise because I wasn't expecting that in any way, shape, or form. So as I was having my moment of, holy shit, that's when the thought came, I'm home. I'm home. Like, I shouldn't be here right now. I knew exactly where I was, and everything that was taking place and flowing through me, and everything that was given to me, the knowledge, was everything that I've had before. It wasn't, after the initial shock, it wasn't anything that I didn't expect, okay? And by didn't expect, I mean, it was all normal, seeing how nothing here is normal, so I don't like using that word. But it was everything that you would feel on a day-to-day basis here in this physical realm, okay? Except I was no longer in the physical realm. I was in the non-physical. So everything was normal. I was used to it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like when you're coming home from work after being gone, you come into your residence, right? And you're, as you would say, I'm home. Everything becomes, relaxed and you get into the home grind. That's what it was like, all right? And in that moment, I knew who I was. And I wasn't Jason Janis. Yes, this vehicle is named Jason, but, I was still me, just without a body. Ultimate consciousness. Ultimate. There's nothing in the universe that I didn't know within a trillionth of a second. But I'm digressing here a little bit, but I want you to understand the multitude of this question. Who is God? Who are you? All right? And yes, I said you. Now, I just explained a little bit to the fact that God is love, God is light, and God is energy, and that's simply it. Well, how can that be? That's all that there is, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a love that you are all completely unaware of. And you have no idea what love is, none, until you can experience it firsthand, which you all have. Some of you thousands of times, some of you a few hundred times, But the fact that you're here on this earth right now in this physical dimension speaks multitudes. That means you have a vast amount of experience here. And that's why you're here during this time. So I'm curious to know what your answer is. Who is God? What is God? You're all going to base it on the book that really isn't true, the Bible. You've been given it, it's been given to you from the time of your, arrival here, or if your parents were spiritual, if you were a Christian, you got the Bible, just like me, from my grandparents. My grandparents, are the ones that, brought me up in religion. I didn't get religion from my parents. My parents had nothing to do with religion. So, but I want to know what your answers are, and I think this is a really good topic, and I don't want you just to write in just, a couple answers. I want you to really give me an answer on, who you think God is, or what you think, or, where we come from. Do you even know who you are? Most of you will say, well, yeah, of course, I'm a soul. What is a soul? What are you? Because I've said this before, ladies and gentlemen, we are not human beings. We are not. Never have been, never will, you know? And it goes on into the purpose. If you can tell me what God is, why are we really here? What's our purpose here? What are we doing? You know, I mean, it's just a really good question for all of you out there, because you take for granted when you say the word God. Okay? Define God for me, please, in a way that you know intimately. I mean, I know, you know, and again, I'm not doing these videos because, you know, I feel like sitting here on a Monday night after working, you know, 8 to 10 hours a day, and I know all this stuff. But my desire, my need to help you now is unrelenting, okay? It is something that I cannot stop. It is something that I came here to do. That is what I came to this earth, in this realm, to do, is to give you this information, to guide you in the right direction. And when I talk about this stuff, I mean it in a spiritual form. I do not mean it in a religious form, okay? I am no longer Christian. I left organized religion after my NDE, about 1.5 to 2 years after my NDE. I was done with it. It's not a requirement, nor do you need it. It is a social construct that we here implemented so we can make sense, or try to make sense, out of what the hell is going on, right? Why, you know, why anything? And it's a difficult question. And I know, you know, the responses that I'm going to get, you know, because you all have the wrong idea about where we come from. Who is our Father? Who is God? Who is Source? What is Source? What is any of it? What does it pertain to me for? Why do I have to answer this question? Because all of you, ladies and gentlemen, you beautiful beings, you need to be answering these questions. You know, that's part of, I mean, it's not part of, it's really the reason why we came here, right? Is to find out who we are. To find out who we are. And it's not this. My fat face, I know. I put on a little weight, but not much. So that is why we came here. And we can only do that in this realm. Home, we know who we are, right? And I told you where fear came from, right? When we decided to separate ourselves from oneness. What is oneness? It's a generic term, right? When I said I was one with everything, I take for granted when I say that what oneness is. What is oneness, ladies and gentlemen? Answer that question too. There's 2 questions for you. Who is God and what is oneness? Because essentially, I'll kind of give you a little hint. They're the same. So those are your 2 questions, all right? It's very important. And out of all the things that I've talked about, this is probably the most important, because it's who you are. It is who you are. And I want you to know yourself. I want you to be in love with yourself. I want you to find yourself and say, my God, this is amazing. Because as I'm changing now, I'm tending to feel more and more love. And the situations that I'm running across that, you know, would seem hard or brutal have become so much easier to deal with, because I just know, you know. So I don't want this overly complicated, because it's really not. It was simply, I want to get on here and I want to ask you guys, who is God? What is God? Put your comments, you know, leave your answers in the comments. I will read them. I will answer them. But this is for you guys, all right? So give me some topics. This video is over. I just wanted to do that real quick. I thought it was just a perfect video to be made. And if you want a live, I couldn't get it going this weekend. I tried, but I will get it going this week, because I want you guys, if you show up, to ask that question. Jason, who is God? You know, or anything that you want. So when you get done answering those questions, put your next video topics down there. Want to hear them. Want to see where we can go from there. I do have another video topic that I do want to do about the 2 keys. that were given to us so we could find our way home here in this physical soup that we're in. All right. I love you guys so very much. I do. I want you to know that. I think of you all every day and how I can help and how I can get you on the right track. All right. I love you very much. Answer those questions for me. Put your videos, that you would like me to do down there as well. I love you also very much. And I hope you have a blessed week. And this should come out sometime later this week or midweek. All right. I love you all. God bless.